What is up, everybody? Welcome to episode 3 of the Chronicles of PastyT. In this episode, we're just going to continue to level. Like I said, last one, we're probably going to go to a new quest hub of Brill, where you get a whole bunch of quests. And in fact, Brill is the place that you can learn your skeletal horse training for riding at level 40. But let's jump right into it. Level 5. Alright. Not sure what we're going to hit as far as level today or in this episode. If you can't tell, I'm recording all these kind of back to back, but I'm going to give you all, about 20-30 minutes per episode so that, no one has to commit to a multiple hour video, even if I'm committing to playing for multiple hours in a day. Not a big deal, but either way, see how this works out. Never give another player your account information. Very good tip. Alright. Let us go. So in this episode, we're going to pick up this quest. Oh, never mind. I have one more quest here. Go get the Scarlet Crusade documents. So one cool thing about TomTom is in your map, if you hit Control and right click, what it does is it'll give you, like over here, you can see the person that I have to go fight, how far away they are, how long it takes to get there. So that's pretty helpful. If you're walking aimlessly, then you know how long it's going to take you to get to the location that you marked down. Now, of course, I'm going to have to fight to get to this person, so we're going to go ahead and clear our way through these different mobs. Easy peasy. So that's the person that we need to fight. I'm gonna see if I can pull him. I don't know if he comes with any extra. Okay, so he's by himself. Good. Bring him over here. That way we don't have to worry about him wanting to grab anybody else. Because some mobs, I don't know if this person's going to do it, but when you lower their health under a certain threshold, they will begin to run. And sometimes that can be extremely detrimental because they will run and pick up other mobs. And then you will not have the correct resources to adequately fight all the extra mobs that they pull with them. So luckily he didn't run. Got him down pretty easily. It took a minute, but we're going to turn that quest in, and then we will probably proceed to the next quest hub.
What would you ask?
Turn that in. Ooh. Get staff. Not that really helps with more DPS, so I'll equip that now.
Embrace the shadow.
Delivered that to there. So tell you what I'm gonna do, since I am within a one character, like one monster to level, I'm just gonna go ahead and fight him until I level, train, and then we'll go to the next. Okay, 2 characters, 2 monsters. 3 monsters. Alright, leveled up. We're gonna go train right here since it's super close. And then we'll continue to the next quest hub. So, Mage Trainer. What do we got? Ooh, Fire Blast. Very good spell. And Conjure Food. Alright.
Our time will come.
So Fire Blast is an instant attack. Basically what it means is that there's no cast time, and you just get to automatically attack whatever character that you select. Alright, so we have food and water. I'm gonna go ahead and make some food. And I'm gonna make some water. here. So with the Mage, like I said in the previous episode, you can create your own food and water, and it does disappear when you're logged out, more than 15 minutes, along with any other kind of created, conjured item. Later on you get Manna Gems that you can use in order to recover some mana quickly, similar to a potion. Those also go away after 15 minutes of being logged out. So as you can see here, so rank 1, and in each subsequent rank, every time you gain a level, you can conjure 2 more of that particular item per cast. So it's extremely helpful when you are, conjuring multiple amounts of water and food for your party members. You don't have to sit there and cast it 100 times. You could cast it like 3 times and you'd get the same amount. But so we're going to grab this quest from Calvin over here, make our way to the next zone.
What is it?
So he wants me to deliver this letter.
Victory for survivors.
Alright. Oh, and just a quick, so this insignia over here says that they are a horde player, or a horde guard, and basically, like, if I were an alliance and I attacked this character, it would flag me for PvP. Now, since this is a PvP server, then not necessarily a big deal, but on PvE servers, if you want to remain kind of away from that whole like world PvP aspect, you do not want to target a faction character that has that insignia next to it, because then that will flag you for PvP. And for those that aren't familiar, PvP stands for player versus player, and basically what that means is, like, while these monsters are NPCs or non-playable characters, the PvP aspect allows you to play against playable characters as well as the non-playable characters. So just a little tidbit for those that were wondering what that is. So as you can see there, Fire Blast is an instant cast. It has a cooldown of 8 seconds, but pretty handy. Just an extra layer of damage that you're able to do. So I need to collect 10 of these pumpkins, but in order to get the pumpkins I have to go ahead and kill all these farmers. Because, can't let them farm. Once we collect those pumpkins, then we'll continue on to Brill. Kind of a little escape. Alright, so now we're going to eat and drink, just to refill our mana quicker. Not too much of a big deal, because right now we have a very low mana pool, but later on you'll be given a much greater mana pool than your conjured water can actually keep up with, so you'll have to drink multiple bottles if you want to get back up to your max. There is a lot of downtime for mages, not as much for like other classes. I would say that having a warrior, if you aren't spec'd into first aid, then there's a lot of downtime, because you basically have to consume food every single pool. You can't make your own food, so it's can get kind of costly if you don't get good drops of food. A drop of food would be like this this mushroom, stringy wolf meat. You can use in cooking to create food that you can consume, and we'll level cooking too once we get to an area that has that trainer. So I mentioned earlier that you can level 2 professions, and I'm going to do herbalism and skinning, but you can also level like what they consider secondary professions. First aid, fishing, and cooking are the secondary professions for WoW Classic. Later on you can get archaeology, and those do not have, like, you're not limited to any, you can like learn any of those. You're not limited to only learning like 1 or 2 or whatever, but with your main professions you can only learn 2. So we will learn all of those. I'm pretty terrible at remembering to fish in locations, and I end up over leveling for areas that I need to fish. So while I may pick the skill up, I don't know if I'm going to do anything with it. Fishing is pretty good. You can collect some fish that have properties that allow you to cook into different meals. There's fish that will cook for agility type food. There's the deviate fish, which are pretty well known. And those will, when cooked, they will turn you into a pirate. Just the look of a pirate for a certain amount of time. I don't know if it's 30 minutes or an hour, but that's pretty popular. No, it's a ninja. Or it's both. I don't remember. It's either pirate or ninja. But either way, that's pretty popular because people want to look different than, you know, their default tune. So kill this guy. We have 7 more pumpkins to get. So as you can see, he's running away. He's probably going to pick that dude up. Maybe not. Okay, he didn't. But he could have. Okay, well that dude got picked up anyway, so we're going to kill this guy. And then we're going to fight this dude. Now, as you can see right now, this is much more dangerous than the previous zone. They knock out a lot more. They are closer grouped together for their aggro radius. They require more to kill, so it's a little bit more dangerous. Obviously, they would hope that at this point you have learned how to, you know, fend for yourself in a sense. That way you're not going to be dumb and just run around and, you know, grab all the guys. One of the things about being attacked while you're collecting an item is that they will interrupt your collection. And so, due to that, you're going to want to clear the areas before you collect an item. So, for example, this person patrolling this way, I'm going to go ahead and clear so I can collect these 2 pumpkins, just in case they were to walk over to me and decide that they're going to attack me. Alright. With its staff, it is better. Okay, so we're going to equip that. Apple water. Alright. So later on, mages will get items or stats on their weapons, along with the rest of the characters, but pretty much your main purpose of collecting a different item isn't the DPS aspect of it, because you would rarely want to rely on a staff's basic attack in order to do all your damage. But you would want a staff or a sword or something that has stats on it that are really, really good for your character. So, you know, stamina, intellect, or spirit are the ones that you would want to look for. Of course, with intellect being the most prominent stat that you would want to stack. But later on, you'll find that some items give what they call spell power, and basically what that means is that right now my range of damage is between 19 and 21, but when you have additional spell power, it just adds on to that. So if you had plus 10 spell power, you could potentially do 31 damage per frostbolt. Very, very helpful, especially for later when you're really trying to maximize the amount of damage output. Spell power is extremely important. Same with like attack power. And then when you start getting into in-game content where the enemies are considered boss monsters, well, that was neat. That just respawned super quick. Then the boss monster is considered a level 63. So your max level is 60. So they're 3 levels higher than you, which means that it is harder for you to actually hit them. Now we're going to make a detour. I think I need to end up coming back here. But sometimes you can find what they consider a rare monster, and I don't know if it's a good idea for us to look for that now, but sometimes there's a monster that flies around this area, up that tower, and rare monsters have a chance of dropping better loot. So instead of like the traditional cloth or apple or something that these monsters or these are dropping, you might get what I'm hoping for is a bag, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, ooh, that's good. So we're gonna put that potion over here. So potions are consumables that give you an instant increase in whatever, you know, mana or health. And basically what those do is, like, if my health is low and I feel like using this potion, it'll give me 70 to 90 health.
More mana.
Which I may need to use. I'm gonna go ahead and drink and eat. Then we're gonna go up the tower. Like I said, I may have to come back here. One of these has... Okay, so maybe I don't come back here. It might be another quest that somebody gives me after I turn in what I'm already doing. As you can see, I have 3 complete quests here. But this could be just a wild goose chase. I may not actually... There may not be anything up there, but we can check it out. A lot of times these fortified areas will have higher chance of there being a treasure chest. And again, treasure chests just have different items in them. But we can check that out too, since we're here. And then, if nothing else, then at least we're getting experience from killing these enemies. As you can see, I'm already, what, 40%? 35, 38%. So that's pretty good. Go through this, check it out. See, it's very handy to get these people in these attempt to run away in fear scenarios, because while they're in that kind of script, they will not attack you. So it's kind of a double-edged sword though, because they can run away and they can cause another monster to decide that they want to come attack. But in best case, they do exactly that. They just let you, you know, pummel away on them, whether it be a physical attack or another spell or something. So it kind of gives you a chance to not really have to worry about them hitting you. So if you notice in my cast bar down here, when he hits me, it decreases the time that spell is actually casting. It's kind of like an interrupt, and sometimes they can do a full interrupt where they completely negate any of the spell casting that you've been doing. In that sense, it's a real pain, because not only are you taking longer to actually cast the spell, but now you have to completely recast the entire spell. Shield smash or some other interrupt that different characters have will cause those. So kill this guy and then see what's up there. Alright. Scarlet Warrior. Not in my sight. 2 warriors, 3 warriors. I guess there's nothing up here. Oh, we can kill the person anyways. If we made our way all the way up here, we might as well just fight these guys. I hope I don't pull both these people. Okay. She's good. That's danger, because I don't have anything to protect me against that. And they hit pretty hard, as you can see. Yeah, they're gonna kill me. That's okay, I'll just run. And apparently they can hit me through the stairs. Alright, so you'll see here what happens when you die. Basically, you're in this kind of ghost form. And 2 things that you can do. There's this spirit healer. If you talk to them and they resurrect you, then you're penalized. but it's at the kind of benefit of not having to run all the way back to your corpse. There are times that you could get knocked off a ledge, or you could get knocked off like the edge of a mountain and then get to a really basically you could get to a spot to where even if you resurrect there, it's difficult to get out. And so there might be a time that you decide, I want to be, spirit healed, and then you'll get what they call rest sickness, and basically it really depletes your durability on your items, and you get a huge penalty to your stats for a period of time. I think it's 30 minutes, but either way, it's basically during that time you shouldn't quest because you're extremely weak, and it costs a lot of money to repair all your gear. So right now you can see the coordinate to my corpse is automatically populated whenever I die, and I have about a minute to walk back to it just based on a straight trajectory. So you can see where the corpse is as opposed to where I am. So yeah, during this time we basically just walk back. Now the one good thing about your ghost form is that you are at 150% walking speed instead of the normal 100% walking speed. So you kind of get back there a little bit quicker. And there's one quest that Alliance will use that you can kind of take advantage of this faster walk speed. There's a quest where you have to jump a gap that you couldn't normally do with your normal walk speed, and certain ways around that are you can use like a swiftness potion that increases your run speed by a certain amount, or you could have a mount, or you could do like a cat form in a druid to where you are faster naturally. But another way to get around that for characters that don't have that, see, there's my corpse, poor Pasty-T. So I'll resurrect, he'll turn into a skeleton. As you can see right there, now it's just the skeletal remains. But basically, you can use the quicker run speed to cross the gap that you wouldn't normally be able to jump. So, alright, we're going to go ahead and get my health and mana back up, because you can see that these enemies respond. So I'm going to have to fight my way out of here. Not a big deal. Dying in low levels is not that big of a setback. More or less just time. But as you can see, it took about 2 minutes to get all the way back here from my death. And now I just have to fight my way back. So we are going to get all the way to Brill, and that will wrap up this episode. So Brill is over here. You can see with the quest, the densely quest. We're just gonna run. So one of the benefits of mages is they have this ice armor, frost armor, and what frost armor does is when you're attacked, it decreases the movement of the enemies. You see right there, their movement's slowed by 30%, and the time in between their attacks is increased by 25%. So that's helpful, especially when you're just trying to run away from the monsters that are attacking you. So we are going to avoid all of these monsters. We're going to go to Brill. We're going to turn in our 3 quests that we have finished. And then we are going to complete this episode. So, as you can see, there are various weather effects. The rain going on right now. There's sandstorms and fog and other type stuff. And as far as I know, it's a visual effect. It doesn't actually change anything as far as gameplay. But it is kind of neat to see the difference, of the rain as opposed to just it being standard day-night cycle. So we're gonna cut across the road here. Actually, we're gonna go pick that up. So generally, as a rule, staying on these paths, these roads, you're a lot less likely to have a wandering monster just come attack you. So it's safer for lower level characters, or if you're in a new zone and you're traveling through like a spot that has higher level characters. And the other thing about being on the road is you might have a character like this Death Guard, who can help kill something that's maybe running towards you. But either way, it does take longer. As you can see, obviously, if I were to just cut straight across, that's a much quicker path than running on this. But for the sake of safety, we're going to stay on the road, because right now I don't have very good ways of avoiding multiple monsters. Alright, so here is the guy that we need to pick up the quest from. He looks happy. Good. What does he need? 3 gloomweed. Alright, we can do that. So gloomweed, as you can see, is dispersed throughout all of this area. Basically, it's all along the grounds here. So that's cool, we'll do that. But right now, we're going to turn in these quests, sell all this stuff, hopefully have enough money to buy training for herbalism and skinning, so we can at least start leveling that. And if not, we can collect money. Basically, any humanoid creature, these undead count, but will drop money in addition to items, and so that's helpful when you're trying to like just collect a little bit more money. But the main source of gold is going to be through selling stuff and also through questing, not really through fighting individual monsters.
I am forsaken.
Alright.
Beware, your enemy is about.
So this is Brill. It's kind of a big little quest hub for early game. As you can see, so here's an herbalist. We're going to learn herbalism. 10 cents. There's the prompt. You can only learn 2. We're going to learn that. And we're going to learn skinning. So I'll have to find that guy. Oh, here's where you would find your horses. So
This had better be good.
as you can see, the epic horses, 1,000 gold. That's a lot. That's a lot even for in game. So
Costs no
kind of tough. And then you have to learn your riding,
Be quick
which
about your business.
we do unavailable. It's 20 gold. So you're looking at
Victory for
1,000 plus
Sylvanas.
20. Oof, that is a lot. All right. Mushroom farmer. Oh yeah. All right. So this is an inn, and as you can see right now, my little area that would normally have my level shows a 3 Z's as in sleeping. So now I'm gonna get rested experience, and you get more rested experience the longer you stay in here. And rested experience just means that every single monster that I kill, instead of 100% experience, I get 150%. So it's pretty advantageous to always rest in an inn when you're done for the day, as opposed to just outside. The other good thing about it is you get an instant log out instead of having to wait 20 seconds. So that's pretty nice. But that being said, we're in Brill, so I'm going to go ahead and log out here. And in the next episode, we will go ahead and turn in all the quests that we have here, collect the rest of the quests, try to find a skinning trainer, and then sell all the items that I don't need. So